Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Well, the October episode of Frontier Unlocked has dropped with lots of announcements. Not only do we stand on the precipice of Elite Dangerous Ascendancy, the new update including the Mandalay and the rejigged Power Play version 2, but Frontier has seen their way clear to announce not only what the new feature in-game is going to be, but also to tell us what the fourth ship of 2024/33010 is going to be. Now, that new ship is going to be a Cobra MkV. The new feature is going to be system colonization. All good stuff. Let's break it down. Let's take a look at the ship, discuss system colonization of what we know, and see what we think about it. Straight in then with the Cobra MkV commanders. When I first saw this, I thought, it's like a Viper and a Cobra has got together, got a little bit jiggy, and there it is. I was a bit surprised that Frontier went with another Cobra ship, bearing in mind there's already the Mark III and the Mark IV for some early backers, and now the Mark V, another medium ship, although they do state that the Cobra MkV is a medium ship, though slightly larger than the Mark III. No mention of the Mark IV, however. These are very early pictures. It looks very, I don't know, it maintains the look of being very angular and polygonish, as what they mentioned David Braben's original reimagination of the Cobra would be. However, with some twists. You can see it's definitely challenged some things from the Mandalay with a kind of a swept wing effect, and that as well, I can see elements of the Python Mark II in there as well. But definitely, I can see elements of the Viper in there. It's very tip of the spear. It's very poignant. It looks... what can I say? I don't know. I mean... it's an interesting choice. Let's put it that way. A medium ship, okay. Do we really need another medium ship? I was actually hoping for a bigger one. And how's this going to lend to its aspect of the game? Well, we know already it's not going to be ship interiors, and we'll come on to that a little bit later. But looking at this, it does look like it's channeling its essence from modern day stealth aircraft. That could just be the colour that it's looking at, however. There's been no mention on hard points, internal slot sizes, capacity. Only that it is a medium ship and it is slightly bigger than the existing Cobra Mark III. Now this is the ship that Frontier decided to end the year off on. I think a lot of people were hoping it was going to be a Panther Clipper Christmas. But there you go. And I suppose it is linked to the anniversary, the 10th anniversary of Elite Dangerous, and also the 40th anniversary to Elite. So it seems only really fitting that Frontier would go back and revisit perhaps the original ship in the game and put a 2024 spin on it. The Cobra. The Cobra Mark III, the Cobra Mark IV, the Cobra Mark V. Cobra. Okay. The Cobra also has a new cockpit, and they say they really wanted to give the players a new cockpit for the ship and have the pilot seated more central, as opposed to the 2x2 sort of siding, you and your partner, which was deemed not only in the original books, the Dark Wheel, but also in the original ships. It's got a new cabin and pilot chair, but has flat windows, large flat windows, and a very minimal framework, it says, to provide great downward visibility when scouting planets. Now the Cobra is a multi-role ship, just like the Python is. So are we going to see commanders bombing around in this? Well, I don't know. It'll depend on what hard points it's got and if it'll tear people away from their Mandalay. Something to think about. We now move on to the much awaited new feature. This was alluded to well in advance of any other ship update. Right at the beginning in January of Frontier Unlocked, there's a new feature coming, something that you haven't got in Elite Dangerous. That sent people speculating. Would it be zombies? Would it be base building? Would it be ship interiors? Would it be SRV racing? What was it going to be? Would it be something crazy from the list? Well, we've been told now it's called System Colonization. And this is intended to give us, the player base, the commanders, the free-form expansion in the galaxy, and to state that the bubble is now no longer static, but dynamic and able to be manipulated by the player community. I think it fits very nicely into what's happening with power play, to be perfectly honest with you, and I think it's a good, happy medium. I was actually hoping for base building. This kind of is, really, when you think about it. Players will be able to colonize unpopulated systems they find within reach. Distances will be covered, they say, at a later date. And this is just an announcement, let's face it. When it's coming, we don't know. Once players that have that system, and again the mechanics, will be explained next month in November's Frontier Unlocked, you can start to establish a starport. After that, you then have the choice to expand the system by placing existing starports, facilities, settlements and stations as we see fit, and this will then dictate the economy of the system. If you want to go mining, then it'll be a mining economy. If you want to be high tech, you get the idea. So, can you have more than one system, are some of the questions. Yes! You could daisy chain systems all the way to Colonia, or all the way down to the coal sector where the Thargies are. I bet you there'll be some stipulation against that. They do say it does fit in very nicely with Power Play version 2, you know, where you could be colonising systems and pushing the power into that system. And they're saying, how does it impact players? Well, it says, like Power Play 2, it's all part of a goal to allow players to shape the narrative of the game themselves. Go your own way. Blah, blah, blah. I look at this and I see the big space station from Battlestar Galactica, the Daedalus space station from Battlestar Galactica, the early ones, the original Colonial War thing, and Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. But it looks nice. The ship comes in, it folds out, you get a construction ship that then transforms, so to speak, into a system colonization ship. A new colonization ship that will arrive as part of the system colonized process. So, I think you got to do a little bit of work, and then the ship turns up. But what if you had to buy that ship? Well, that would be something. More information as it breaks. On this one, I was somewhat surprised. I was definitely surprised by the ship, right? I was blindsided by that ship. Right, I was expecting something a bit fruity. It is a variant, I get it. But system colonization, that really has piqued my interest. Anyway, I've been Ricardo. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon.